Okay, so it's Thursday. I'm actually in my car this time. It is time for another installment of no one's favorite show, Car Talk Thursday. Oh, sorry. That pause is because I actually had to swallow something and it just was not going down. But it's gone down. I can talk now. So, last week, I talked about how I was super excited because I had this trip coming up. I was going to go to New Orleans. I was like, yeah, next week, I'm going to tell you guys all about my trip. I will regale you about my tales in the bayou. I'm going to be posting selfies of pictures of my selfie with Ignatius. It's going to be great. It might have been. I wouldn't know because I didn't get to go. This was literally a last-second cancellation. As we were going to take a road trip, and unfortunately, the people I was going to travel with, I was going to just go with my family. My sister got the Rona, my mom got exposed, and so did my dad, and so they did not feel comfortable going. And it's one of those things where I was furious, but I was not mad at them, and I feel like that's important. I am not going to be mad at my family for being sick. Now, if they did, something actively stupid and got sick, that's different. If this was, actually, in if we were in 2020, we probably wouldn't have gone on a road trip to New Orleans. But, if it's something where you actively put yourself in danger and you were reckless about it, and then you got sick, and now I have to pay the consequences too, no. Now I'm mad at you. That's not what happened. Just shit happens. I can be mad at a situation without being mad at the individuals. So unfortunately, the trip I was really looking forward to go on, I was not able to go. But my family, they're recovered, they're doing okay, and honestly, that is what matters. A couple other things, though, that I can talk about. Fuck that frog. I did the Greninja raid. It was ass. I hated it. I don't have a stored power slow, bro. I probably should invest in one because that shit is nasty. Essentially what I was trying to do was do a support mon. It's alright, I've got a Tinkaton that can tank, dual screens for support, helping hand, and then hammer just for additional damage, and a lot of just focusing on cheers when I can to keep people alive, which eventually worked. So I did that. I had a Clodsire, and Claude just did not work out, unfortunately. At least for me. I know Clodsire worked for a lot of people, and mine just really wasn't cutting it. And then I had read one strategy was Satitan with Earthquake and Belly Drum, and I did that, and I was oh man, my first attempt with this, we made some progress, let's go. And then, every other attempt with Satitan just went nowhere, and I was getting so mad. Especially because I thought the trip was still on, so I was I have one night to do this. I have to get this fucking frog. It's been 3 hours. But then we finally got it, and I was thank goodness. I don't like Greninja's new render. It's the eyes. I don't like that its eyes are always closed or that kind of anime slant. It's weird. If that was Greninja's design, that's Snorlax's design, and it looks great on Snorlax. It's Makuhita's design. It looks great on Makuhita. It's weird as Greninja's new render. I don't like it. Which is weird because looking at Charizard and Cinderace is yeah, they look great, but Frog looks weird. But I got the bastard. Other things. There's a new special edition for Celeste. And I know I did a Celeste video earlier this month. Last month, because it's now February. Holy shit. It kind of hit me yesterday. I didn't even realize it. At one point, I just saw it on my, I think I was checking the time, and I looked at the date. I was oh, it's February. Holy shit, it's February. What happened? But January felt like a month. It didn't feel super long, but it didn't feel super short either. No. New Year's feels like it was a few weeks away. This all tracks. I just wasn't aware necessarily. But anyways, I did a Celeste video. I showed off my special edition. There's a new one that's come out. I was on Twitter. I follow the Celeste account because I love that game. I adore it. They're hey guys, a new special edition. I'm hey guys, here's my money. because I want this. Like, this looks so nice. I love the new cover. I love that it comes in its own special box. I love those special boxes. The Celeste one is great. I have one for Persona 5 vanilla. For Royal, I just have the Steelbook. But vanilla, I was like, Persona 4 is my favorite game, because at that point it was, because I hadn't played 5 yet, Celeste wasn't out yet, and I hadn't played Trails in the Sky. But I love Persona 4. I was like, 4 is my favorite game. I have high hopes for 5. I'm pre-ordering the special edition, and no one can stop me. And I know for Reverie, I also got its special edition, Trails into Reverie. I'm so excited for the big old box and shit. Anyways, point. I got that special edition. It sounds like it's not shipping till like June or so, but 100% I'm going to show it off when I get it. I might just be like, guys, here it is. Let's figure out how to do an unboxing video. Let's show this shit off because I love this game and just want to take every fucking opportunity to talk about it. Excuse me. Speaking of games I love and want to talk about, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. So at the end of the month, the remake of Return to Dreamland is coming out. One of my favorite Kirby games, which is a series I absolutely fucking love. So I'm excited. I'd be more excited if I hadn't recently replayed it with my roommates. It was like a week or two after we finished our playthrough. It was like, hey guys, a remake. I'm like, well, shit. I just played it. If I hadn't have played it yet, I would have been super stoked. Now it's more like, okay, I'm gonna get it because I love the game, and I gotta see, kind of what new shit is added. And like, I want to support one of my favorite series, but this is now maybe not an immediate get. Apparently, there's supposed to be a new mode that was shown off like in the back of because I guess the box got leaked. And the back of the box is like, yeah, here's some of the stuff. Here's a new mode where you actually get to play as Magolor, go on like a side journey. I'm like, I love Magolor. I want to do that. And the theory is that, yeah, this takes place in hell. It's like, yeah, Magolor died at the end of the game, and this is his journey to get back from hell, which is why he's in other games like Star Allies, which is fucking bonkers. And if that's even remotely true, and it's Kirby, so it could be, I'm so excited for that. And today, because I wrote these notes down a couple days ago. I think I wrote it on Tuesday. Today, on Car Talk Thursday, we got a big announcement. Checkerboard Chase, the sub-game from Kirby 64, is going to be returning. This is my favorite sub-game in Kirby. I have played so much Checkerboard Chase. I think it is so fucking fun. I am excited to be able to play it again. I hope this game has online. I have no idea if it does, but if you can actively play sub-games online against people, I want to play online Checkerboard Chase. I'm really, really hyped and stoked about it. I can't even lie, man. I fucking love it so much. A couple other things. I guess sticking with Nintendo news, there was a recent Mario movie trailer that dropped. It was very short. It was just a quick thing of Mario and DK. Mario hits a question block, gets a random power-up, he gets the cat costume, so I kind of like the idea that the power-ups are completely random in combat. It's like, yeah, like you could get whatever you want from it, and it might give you the star, or it might give you the cat costume. Like that's a really cool idea. I really like that. 2, I was not expecting Cat Mario to show up in this, just because it's like a really new power. I guess it's not super new. When did 3D World come out? And it's before the Switch, which is now, 5-6 years old? 2017, so 6 years. I mean, I guess it's probably 7-8 years old of a power-up now? So it's not super new, but it's still kind of new. I just wasn't expecting it. I was like, that's a very pleasant surprise. And we got a good line read from DK. Just that, now you die. No, yes, it just sounds like Seth Rogen. I'm like, that sounds like a good voice, though, coming from Donkey Kong. I fucking love his render. Just that poster of DK flexing, I think looks so good. I'm just excited to see Donkey Kong in this movie, man. I love DK. It's not going to have K. Rool. There's no way they're going to give me K. Rool in this movie, and I accept that. I expect that. It's okay. But when they inevitably have to introduce King K. Rool into their Super Mario Brothers movie verse, I am going to be a happy boy. I am going to be so ecstatic to see King K. Rool. Because I remember him like rolling the R's in the cartoon. And maybe he didn't even do that. I just remember that's how he talked. He was the one like, haven't I always been a good enemy to Donkey Kong? And like, bro sounding like James from Pokemon and shit. I love it. I love it so much. Speaking of movies, I watched Puss in Boots 2 again. So Jose hadn't seen it, and Clay was like, all right, I'm going to take you to see the movie. Let's go. So I ended up going too. So Clay has seen it thrice. I have seen it twice. Jose has seen it once. I don't really have anything specific to say. Oh, no, I do have something specific to say about it. Nothing about the movie itself. Like, I already talked about it. I made a video about it. I fucking love this movie. It's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. There was a kid, like, 4 seats down from us. Every time the wolf showed up on screen, the kid was scared. Like, he wasn't crying, or I don't know if it was a he or she, but the kid wasn't crying, but I heard them being like, Mom, I'm scared. And Clay and I just looked at each other. We were just kind of giggling. And I mean, to be fair, if I was like, I don't know how old the kid was, I actually didn't get to see it, but if I was like 7, 8, like I was talking about earlier, like with the Goosebumps dummy shit, if I was that age watching that movie, that wolf would have given me nightmares. No question. I was terrified of death for years because of a very early exposure to Final Destination. Now that I could put a face to it, I would have been scared shitless. So I completely get it, kid, but that was really funny to me. Gosh, Dubas Goobas had a really, I love Dubas Goobas, had a really good Puss in Boots 2 video, and then yesterday, it was yesterday or the day before, had a really good Sonic video too. I love the Sonic videos so much. And there's like other couple quick things to say. I'm still playing Lunar. It was about 7 hours and 45 minutes in. You can round that down to 7.5. You can round that up to 8. Both are acceptable, but at about the 7:45 mark, the plot started. Like, you have this very basic plot, and then you kind of ignore it and do other shit, and then the plot comes back, and it's like, oh, no, like, you have a mission now. We're like, okay, this is good. This is hype shit. Shit be happening. Surprised it took so long, but alright, and gosh, there's been some really funny ones. I don't really want to, I just kind of want to remind y'all of these videos that I'm playing the game, and I don't really want to go into specifics until I make a video about it, and I don't really want to tip my hand about what I think of the game until I really talk about it. But I fucking love this game, and I can't wait to finish it and just talk about it for like a 2-hour video about this game is so fucking funny. Play it and laugh. I played some more Muv-Luv today. I'm on episode 2 of the day after. In terms of achievements, I'm about halfway through. And after episode 0 and episode 1, the last few achievements will tend to all be in the climax. So I can probably finish it in, like, by the end of the week or so. I love me some Muv-Luv. This shit is good. This shit is good. So interesting. I am so invested. I love it. I ended up taking a couple days off from reading it just because it didn't work out in my schedule. I'm glad I got back on that train today. I really like it. Oh yeah, and a new Chainsaw Man came out this week. It wasn't as funny as some of the other chapters. It was still pretty funny. I'm really excited after reading the ending. Like, oh, I can't wait to see where this goes. I think I've been saying it every week since I started watching the show. Like, I really like it. Since I started reading the manga, I really like this series. That's really, I don't really have anything else to say about Chainsaw Man. I was gonna talk about the new episode of Pokemon, but since the next episode comes out tomorrow, I'll probably go ahead and watch that. And then after that episode, just kind of write my notes on and be like, okay, cool. This is kind of my thoughts on the Hatena episode. This is my thoughts on today's episode. And this is what I'm kind of expecting in some of the future episodes. And I'm going to do a separate video for football as well, talking about Championship Sunday. I'll probably record that tomorrow, because I just did the Owl House thing, and I'm kind of ready to just go back in the house. But, Hoot. Fucking love Hootie. I'll probably record that tomorrow. I wrote my notes on that before the Sean Payton news dropped, which happened before the Tom Brady news dropped. So I'm gonna have to mention them. I'm not super sure what I'm gonna say, but I'll figure it out when I record it, which again will probably be sometime tomorrow. So I guess we'll see you then.